Okay, this video is called How the World Works. Okay, now what I'm about to tell you here, you might have heard me say it before, and to me this is like saying 2 plus 2 equals 4. But I know a lot of bright people, they don't know anything about history, they don't ever read on their own, they don't keep up with current events, they have not studied what happens in other countries. Basically, it's pretty common. The average American is a complete ignoramus. So I'm just going to share with you how things actually work in the world. The world is run by billionaire perverts, okay? I know that sounds strange, but it's true. I also noticed that homosexuals have an advantage in life when it comes to money. Because I saw this when I did my residency at Northwestern. There were a lot of homosexual doctors. They don't have to worry about a wife bitching at them all the time, a wife divorcing them, taking all their money, the legal system designed to give the money to women because it wants to feminize the country. They don't have to worry about any of that. They don't got to worry about paying for their college kids' education. All of their money, they can keep it for themselves. A regular guy can't do that. You know, we love women, we can't help it. We want to have families, we can't help it. And they take all our money, okay? So homos have a big advantage financially over regular men. They just do. It's a fact, okay? You know, there used to be an old joke when I was growing up. What do you call a guy who's over 35 years of age and in good physical shape? You call him a homo, because all the married guys are fat and tired and exhausted from working long hours, okay? Nowadays, tons of guys are divorced and then they're remotivated to exercise and stay in shape. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is these guys really run the world, and they run most of the major institutions. Their money filters down through big pharma companies, through big agricultural companies, through big food companies, through paying off politicians, and they control things. And they set up institutions and industries to filter money to them. For example, they control a lot of the medical system, and they set it up so basically the pros are like sacrificial lambs, like sheep that get fleeced, okay, to take their money. Like when you walk into any hospital in the Western world, you'll be greeted by, you know, these clerks and secretaries, and they're very nice to you, and nurses too. They like you. They're like you. They're pros, okay? And even the doctors started out as pros, but now they have to pay allegiance to the institution, the system, because it's the insurance company that pays their bills. It's the drug companies that fund all the research that they have to go by, and they have to please those drug companies if they want to get paid, and those insurance companies. And their allegiance has to be to them and not to the patient. Otherwise, they couldn't stay in business, okay? If they sat around teaching you the vegan diet, they wouldn't get paid. They'd lose their jobs. So then also they have to follow those protocols because they're written into the standard of care, or they can be sued. So what happens to you doesn't matter. What happens to them is they got to follow that stuff or they lose it. So what I'm trying to say is the billionaire perverts are atheists. They don't care at all about the pros, and they corrupt all of these American institutions because they designed the institution to make money for them, the billionaire perverts, not to help the public. And that's why almost all institutions are fake. You know, you go into a medical hospital, it's not designed to help you. It is designed to make money. It always claims it's helping you, but it's going to run you through like an assembly line widget through the standard of care, which is usually bogus, written based on selling drugs and surgery rather than on helping you. You need to know that. And the reason I'm going through this is to teach you how to navigate the world, okay? Let's see what else. Atheistic Darwinism is their religion. Reason why they always want atheism, there's no exceptions. And the reason why you see all these people aggressively fighting for atheism on the internet is because they're hoping that the billionaire perverts will toss them a breadcrumb, okay? You know, if I support what the billionaire perverts want, they'll promote my YouTube channel, they'll help me, okay? And they've got the money to do it. So that's why atheistic Darwinism gets promoted so aggressively. That's why there's so much bogus claims about origin of life, origin of complexity, and, you know, animal variety, human variety, and stuff. Okay? The favorite political system, so basically atheistic Darwinism says there is no religious God. There's only, you know, survival of the fittest. And whoever's got the most money is the most powerful. So might is right in Darwinism. So it basically says they can do whatever they want. Their favorite political system is communism because it also says the ruler has total power, can do whatever they want. Look at Stalin in Russia, okay? Soviets killed 65 million Christians back in the 1900s, and they burnt down 45,000 churches. And believe me, they will do the same thing. The European Union is the Communist Party in Europe. The Democratic Party is the Communist Party in the USA. Many countries are totally controlled by communist parties like China, like North Korea, etc., okay? China also killed millions and millions of its own citizens. They consider the regular people, the pros, as nothing but like talking monkeys based on Darwinism. They love Darwinism because it, again, says you're not really a human. You're just a talking monkey. The only group of people, they only respect one group of people on the entire planet Earth, and that is the white Christian man. The reason why they respect the white Christian man is he's the only one they think might have a remote chance of stopping them from bringing back slavery to the entire world. He is the one who got the United States to be free, who wrote the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Constitution. Okay, they did not like that, all right, and they don't want that to happen again. And they know that the only way that they can get total control of the world and bring back slavery is to get rid of the white Christian man. So that's why they try to say all these bad things about him. Oh, he's racist and all this other stuff, because they got to get rid of him. Okay, every person likes the color of skin that they grew up in. Okay, that's their basic family. Okay, so they consider all other ethnic groups too small in number, or too easy to corrupt, or weak, or atheist, or stupid. They don't respect any other group of people. They have zero respect for women. They think women are a bunch of clowns, that it's very easy to pay them off. They're emotional basket case, ignoramus, functional illiterates. So they have no respect for women. They believe that the more you can feminize a country, the easier you can take over that country. That's why the divorce system in the United States, they want to give all the money to women, because they know the women will throw it into garbage. They'll spend it on traveling, on buying things for themselves. They won't do anything that's going to strengthen the country. That's how they think. I'm just telling you, this is not my opinion. This is the opinion of the billionaire perverts who run the world, okay? So they also want as much feminism possible, which is based on Satanism, because they know that'll weaken the country. Anything that'll weaken the country, that's what they want. They always want to open, you know what they call it down south, it's called the border, because they can use that to destroy a company. Like in Ireland, they bus in all these Muslims who they want to just attack the white Christian men and destroy the country. And they don't like Muslims, they hate Muslims, but they need them as sort of like infantry ground troops to destroy the Western world, all right? And they also love criminals, because they help to destroy the Western world. If they can impose enough chaos, they can then superimpose martial law, and then they can use that to bump off the white Christian man. That's the plan. This has been in writing for many decades. Everything I'm saying here, none of this is my own idea. I've read all of this stuff many times. This is written in stone, actually, this desire to get down the population of the world to 500 million people, which means over 90% they want to get rid of. Okay? They think the world's overcrowded. They think all the proles are polluting the oceans, polluting the sky, wasting the natural resources, ruining the cities with all their crime and their filth. So they want to get rid of them. But they first got to get rid of the white Christian man. They hate Christianity because look what Christianity says. Christianity is the friend of the little guy. Communism is the friend of the big centralized controller. Christianity says all men are created equal in the eyes of God. Okay, they don't like that. No, the billionaire perverts think they're the gods on earth, and the rest of the people are talking monkeys, so they don't want that. Christianity says, in the words of Jesus, that which you do to the least of my brethren, you do unto me. It says, be nice to everybody. Treat the proles like you would treat your own family, your own self. The billionaire perverts, they don't want that. They don't want any of that stuff, okay? The Christianity says, follow the 10 commandments, love thy neighbor, turn the other cheek, give people the benefit of the doubt. They hate all that stuff. No, they want to get rid of all these talking monkeys who are messing up the world. That's how they see it. Okay, so I'm trying to explain this. And they try to get the blacks to hate the whites. But once they've gotten rid of the whites, they don't like the blacks. They're going to get rid of the blacks, okay? They are just going to keep around enough people to do the menial labor and to run some of the machines, but at the same time maintain their own total control, okay? So anyways, that's why when you walk into any institution in the Western world, you will see that this control of the billionaire perverts coming from above is the reason it is the way it is. Because that's the way they want it. And the long-term goal is what exactly I said. Get rid of Christianity completely, first the men, and then once that's done, they think everything else will be just easy to do. Everyone else will be too weak to stop them. They will force them into slavery. They'll take the women that they want as sex toys. They'll clone them maybe, put them on antipsychotics, give them a lobotomy, chemical lobotomy, and just keep them as sex toys. This is how they think. I'm not joking. They have no problem whatsoever with slavery, with trafficking of the you-know-what of minors. They have no problem with all this stuff. Their attitude is, look, you can do whatever you want to a bunch of dumb animals. And that's what they consider the proles. So this is why you'll see all these aggressive arguments in support of atheism and claim that atheism can maintain an institution, which it cannot. You cannot fix the healthcare system. You cannot fix science. You can't fix anything without Christian ethics. People don't have to be Christians, but they need Christian ethics to say, I will do what is right, regardless of the money. Well, anyways, this is how the world works. So whenever you think things don't make sense, as soon as you think of this, everything will make sense. You'll understand why. The reason why all these people who try to understand the healthcare system can't understand it is because they try to think of it as being designed to help patients. No, it's not. It's designed to make money for the billionaire perverts. And that's how most institutions are controlled. That's how most political systems are controlled. Okay? That's how most legal systems are controlled. The golden rule is he with the most gold makes the rules. And that's pretty much how things go. So, anyways, If you want to try to make the world a better place, celebrate Christianity, teach it to other people, teach the benefits of it, promote free speech. It's the best hope we have to keep freedom in the world.